Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for day 2 of 2 in the Ralph Shaw Tournament, the 26th annual here in 2023. I'm, of course, repping the t-shirt that they were selling at the snack stand down the first base line. They can't see it, whatever. We'll show it later. But, yeah, Cinnaminson and Bishop Eustace going to get started in a couple minutes here. We got ourselves a much better day for baseball than we did yesterday, as the Cinnaminson Audubon game was actually cut short in the bottom of the 6th inning. After rain came through, they tried to start it again, and then they tried to start it again, and then they finally called it off around 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's where we lay today. Probably because it's a tournament game, they didn't want to resume the game tomorrow morning. If they did, though, we probably would have already started playing by now. But for Bishop Eustace, remember, this isn't like last year's Ralph Shaw, where the Consolation game was a guaranteed win-or-loss for one side because of how lopsided the openers were. For this year, both games finished in a one-run score. Bishop Eustace was up 8-1 on Kingsway, going to the bottom of the 4th, and then they blew it and lost 10-9 on a walk-off single by Nate Mayers on what is often regarded as probably the greatest comeback of the season in the state so far. And for Cinnaminson and Audubon, it was 2-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Tyler Wiltsey saw the forecast and on the first pitch ripped a rocket home run to left field to make it 3-2, and just 2 batters later, the rain opened up, the skies opened up, and the game never resumed after that. Let's go over to starting lineups today. Bishop Eustace is the visiting team, so I know I made the game day graphic one way or the other, but didn't really matter since it is at a neutral site technically for them. For Bishop Eustace, we're going to start off with Anthony Mascioli at shortstop batting leadoff, Rafael Rogers, the third baseman, batting second, Christian Ovecka, the center fielder, batting third, Vincent Panvini, the DH, batting fourth, Colin Sawyer, the left fielder, batting fifth rather, Christian Mascioli, the right fielder, batting sixth, Landon Mack, the Rutgers University commit, he is pitching and batting seventh, Carl Wisman is the first baseman, batting 8th. Anthony Kay is the catcher, batting 9th. And Lucas Edwards is at second base, but he will not be in the order. For the Cinnaminson Pirates, is coached by Eric Teasdale. We have, if I can pull it up, wow, the brightness is dark. Mike Kulik is the center fielder, batting leadoff. Noah Harvey is the second shortstop, batting second. Ryan Horner is the third baseman, batting third. The DH will be Brandon Warner, batting cleanup. The pitcher will be Aiden Van Roder, going batting fifth and pitching. Right field will be Matt McCloskey, batting sixth and playing right field. At second base will be Dalton McDonald, batting seventh. Kevin Caputo will be in left field, batting eighth. And Tom Angelone will be the first baseman, batting ninth. And Kyle McDonough, he's also catching, but I'm not sure if he's in the order. So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But folks, Cinnaminson and Bishop Eustace going to get started shortly. Everybody's in their huddles down the first and third base lines. We'll do introductions, national anthems very shortly, but after this, we'll go to break. Battle for third will start shortly in the 26th annual Ralph Shaw Tournament between the Bishop Eustace Crusaders and the Cinnaminson Pirates. Remember, both of these teams only lost by 1 run in their respective opening round games, so it's not necessarily surprising that this game, even though it's a battle for third, will still be closer than the 22-0 consolation game we saw last year between King's Christian and Bishop Eustace, where Bishop Eustace scored 13 runs in the first inning. That was a 45-minute first frame, and it was a long one. But Bishop Eustace, their first 3, and the top of the first will be Anthony Mascuelli, Rafael Rogers, and Christian Oveka. And Cinnaminson starter this afternoon, Aiden Van Ruder, number 16 on the ball club. He is a senior. 0.81 ERA in 8 2/3 innings this year. Has appeared in 3 games versus Pennsauken, Florence, and Princeton. 7 strikeouts. Last year in his junior year, pitched 19 2/3 innings with a 6.05 ERA, 17 earned runs in 19 2/3 innings, with 13 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 1 hit batsman. As now, Anthony Mascuelli will be the first to hit here in the consolation game for Bishop Eustace and Cinnaminson here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting in the 26th annual Ralph Shaw Tournament. Van Ruder is set. It's down his catcher. He kicks and deals, and there is a strike. We are underway. Seems much quieter of an afternoon today than it was yesterday in the opening round, but much fairer weather, to say the least, as the 0-1 delivery is upstairs. It looked like it was a borderline call, but it's 1-1. Birds are chirping just about noontime. It's 12:05 Eastern. And is upstairs. Looked like a little bit of a 3/4 delivery from Van Ruder. I like it though. I like the more unorthodox deliveries in younger versions of baseball. But the 2-1 pitch to Mascuelli is a swing and a ground ball out towards second. Picked up, throw to first. Is in time. And there's one away. This is going to bring up Rafael Rogers. Had 3 RBIs in the loss versus Kingsway yesterday. He was a big help in that 5-run second inning that gave Bishop Eustace a 5-0 lead, and then they were able to rock it out to an 8-1 start. But after that, it was really downhill from there for the Crusaders. But now, really, all you can go is up from here. There's a ball. Oh, no, never mind, a strike. Called strike. For Rogers. Oh, 0-2. Christian Oveka, the center fielder, due up for the Crusaders here with 1 away in the top of the first. No score from Audubon between the Pirates and the Crusaders. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, or I guess not. I guess the umpire had the scoreboard out in left center field at the wrong count. It's 1-2. So Rogers gets another shot. Swing. He went around, that was no doubt, and there's 2 away. There's Christian Oveka. Upstairs, 1-0. There's a strike right down Broadway, 1-1. If this inning were to continue, Vincent Panvini, the DH, will be up for Bishop Eustace. That's downstairs, 2-1. outside and called as such, 3-1. First three for Cinnaminson in the bottom of the first inning will be Mike Kulik, followed by Noah Harvey and Ryan Horner. 3-1 pitch. Outside, and Oveka with a walk, 2 outs. So a ground out and a strikeout, and now Oveka has himself on first base. Well, that's the Dominic Perry I know. It's a good thing he's a producer. And Steve Bellis couldn't be here today. He's watching his kid as Rutgers Camden plays today in NJAC conference action. That's first pitch from Van Ruten. No, he's going to throw it and throws away. It's going to head towards the Audubon players down the first base line. That it's a dead ball. And Oveka is rounding third and scoring, but they're going to have a good dead ball here. I mean, hey, get your steps in, right? They should put him at second. The Bishop Eustace third base coach was having him round third.
Well, you never know. Just covering his bases, pun intended.
Bishop Eustace, their third base coach, was questioning why he has to go back to second, and the home plate umpire said, "Did you not hear me call dead ball?" That's, yeah. I mean, he did. He said it loud and clear that it is a dead ball. So I don't know what else you want to do with that, but it's going to be, I don't know where Oveka is. I guess he's on third, yeah. Although, no, hold up. Did he? Oh, no. Okay, so Oveka got to second. Right, okay. Yeah, I was confused on my bases there, but runner's on second, yeah. I was thinking Panvini just, like, had a 2-base error, and then I realized I forgot that that was a pickoff throw, so he only advances 1 base. (1-0) outside. 2-0 to Panvini. I think the logical reasoning on that would be if he broke for second after the ball went out of play, he should be at third base. Because it would be a 2-base error if the ball was dead, if the ball was out of play. So I'm not sure why he's at second. I don't know if the rules are different for high school than it is for the major leagues, but typical baseball rules would say if the ball gets thrown out of play, it's an automatic 2 bases, whether it's on a batted ball or on a pickoff throw or anything. So, I don't know. 2-1 to Panvini. Alan Sawyer, the left fielder, on deck for Eustace. Popped up foul, right field side. That one's on Walnut Street. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second for Bishop Eustace here in the Ralph Shaw Consolation game. 26th annual. Swing and a miss. They'll have to throw down, and they do. Side is retired. Crusaders leave a runner on, Cinnaminson, and it's going to hold them to a scoreless inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Pirates get their first chance to hit. No score here in the Ralph Shaw Consolation game live on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Cinnaminson getting ready to hit. Here's Landon Mack, the Rutgers commit for Bishop Eustace. He's going to be throwing here for the Crusaders this afternoon. They left a runner on second here in the top of the first, and now in the bottom half, here's the starting lineup for Cinnaminson as coached by Eric Teasdale. Going to have Mike Kulik leading off, followed by Noah Harvey at shortstop. We have Ryan Horner at third base, Brandon Warner at the DH spot, Aiden Van Rooner, the pitcher, Matt McCloskey, the right fielder, Dalton McDonald, the second baseman, Kevin Caputo, the left fielder, Tom Angelone, the first baseman, and the catcher is Kyle McDonough. So Landon Mack, after Jack Kirchner got the start yesterday for Eustace.
There they go.
There they go. Cinnaminson dugout back at it again.
Peace and quiet over.
Peace and quiet is over. Oh, that's what they're saying. Mike. That's what, because it's Mike Kulik.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. Oh my. Here's a ground ball in the first pitch. Out to second base. Throw to first by Lucas Edwards is in time, and Bishop Eustace retires the first batter on the first pitch. There's Noah Harvey. Ball one. One oh. Ooh, tough call. 1-1. There's the ball. 2-1. What?
They get an A for spirit in my book.
Oh yeah.
They're the winners of the school spirit.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Don't forget, folks, 3 o'clock will be the championship game of the Ralph Shaw between the Kingsway Dragons and the Audubon Green Wave. It'll be a fun one. Last year, Kingsway won 7-2, so maybe the tides will turn this year. I mean, Audubon's had a couple great upsets over teams like Eustace and Kingsway over the years, so that one is upstairs and count runs full. I mean, if Cinnaminson's going to be facing a D1 committed pitcher, I think that they are going to have to play their cards right in terms of plate discipline. I've seen too many times the batters get overconfident because they're facing a pitcher that is deservedly really good and is a commit to a nice school. So they get ahead of themselves. They think, well, I'm gonna attack at first pitch. I'm gonna rip this guy. I'm gonna rip a double. Gonna get a triple, single, homer, whatever. But I think what Cinnaminson has to do is they have to realize what they're up against, and if they want to pull off the win, then they're going to have good plate discipline, and that's exactly what Noah Harvey's doing right now, except for that pitch, which was a swing and a miss. Valiant effort, though, and there is 2 down for Ryan Horner. First strikeout for Mack, who was a second baseman yesterday, but now has transitioned to the mound for today's game. On deck would be Brandon Warner. There's a strike. 1-1. Brandon Warner on deck for Cinnaminson, and I think I already said that.
All right.
Yeah. Oh well, 2-1. I got goldfish memory. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul. 2-2. Oh no, that's going to be a strike 3, and he gets away. How about it? The throw got away from the catcher, Anthony Kent. That's why you run it out. I think I keep looking at the scoreboard too much. I got to keep a good count in my head, but I keep looking at the scorebook, man. It's hard being a baseball commentator. You got to do 5 things at once.
Now you know what it's like to be a mom.
See, I wasn't going to say that. And
Yeah,
then,
bad mom jokes over here. Thank you.
yeah. Well, I wasn't going to say that because I thought it would be
Yeah, I
disrespectful.
literally will be here all week.
Yes. Yes, we do have games all week at the Wilkins Broadcasting. Tomorrow, on Monday, will be Overbrook and Woodstown. Tuesday will be Sterling and Audubon. Wednesday will be Timber Creek and Highland. Thursday will be, oh, did he get him at first? Yes, he did. So the strike 3 that was dropped ends up being negated after Horner gets picked off. So we're scoreless after 1 here in Audubon. For innings 1, 2, and 3. One inning down and 6 to go here in Audubon for the Consolation game. Battle for third here in the Ralph Shaw Consolation. We have ourselves the Cinnaminson Pirates and the Bishop Eustace Crusaders as we are scoreless after 1. It's a ground ball, third base side, picked up by Horner, who was on the grass, and he got him. Got a good defensive play out of that one, and now this is going to bring up, I believe, yeah, that's going to, I just had the Eustace lineup in my hand, and then I put it away. This is going to bring up Christian Mascioli, brother of Anthony Mascioli.
No, brother. Christian. Mascioli.
First pitch, swing and a miss. It's a shame Steve Bellis couldn't be here today. I didn't realize I wasn't on the batter, excuse me. 0-1. He's downstairs, 1-1. Two and 1 to Mascioli. Anthony K will be next. I'm sorry, no, Mascioli. Landon Mack is next. Oh boy. Should have gotten more sleep last night. That one is a strike. Is it a strike? No, it wasn't. Wasn't a strike. 3-1. I might need to be on mute until the 4th inning.
Need to get a coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
I was gonna drink it.
I know. 3-1. Ground ball. Out to short, and a bad hop, it hit him.
Oh.
Noah Harvey took a really bad hop, and I think it hit him in the face. Oh my. That took a really bad bounce off the infield, and it bounced right up onto his face. Liam Corbel, the Audubon athletic trainer, is coming out. He sprang back up after a couple seconds, but that one's gotta hurt. He turned right over. Man. I've taken a couple of those bad hops in my few innings in the infield, but never one as bad as that. I think it either got him right in the face or right around his neck. I mean, if it just hit him in the chest, wouldn't have hurt that bad for him to roll around. So
he was writhing in pain.
Yeah, definitely. That was, man, that is rough. So Noah Harvey, the shortstop, talking with the Audubon athletic trainer in the blue shirt and the sun hat. That's Liam Corbel.
What was the result of the play?
That would be a base hit for Mascuilli.
Okay.
Yeah. And that would obviously not be scored an error because that is not Harvey's fault. I mean, it hit him right in the face.
Looks like he's going to stay in.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to talk it out and he'll be in, so... Thank goodness he's all right. I mean, Eric Teasdale's out there as well, talking with his man. And it looks like he'll stay in the game. He gets a pat on the back and a nice round of applause from fans on both sides. Now this is going to bring up Landon Mack. So Teasdale coming in from the infield.
Batting now, number 18, your pitcher, Landon Mack.
See, that's better. I don't know what he was trying to do with the whole comedic routine. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you got to give him a break, though. It's his first time.
Yeah, I guess so. I think I had my discrepancies and my flaws during my first time commentating a game for public address, but 0-1 to Landon Mack. Well, now Van Ruder's going to step off because Mascuilli took a jump off of first and kind of decoyed him a little bit, but it's a 0-1 count to Mack, as here's a pop-up, foul, third base side, and out of play, and that is off the roof, off the chimney of that red house.
Wow.
It hit the chimney. That's got to be worth something, right? I'm telling you, it's horse baseball.
Kids in there going, it's not December, it's not time for Santa to come down the chimney.
0-2 count. Time is called. I guess it's a good thing if for that red house that the windows are mostly behind the batting cages, and like you'd have to hit it at a really weird angle for it to actually hit the windows. So
Sure, they've happened at least.
I'm sure since that house has been built, probably at least 50 times it's been hit. But 1-2. I'm sure if they went to the glass shop and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'd like some bulletproof windows," but they'd be like, "You live in Audubon. Why would you need bulletproof windows?"
I live next to the baseball.
I live next to the baseball field. Yes. Oh, okay. Here you go. Here's an employee discount. 2-2. That one's in the dirt. Although the roof as well. You can imagine if baseball's taking off a couple shingles here and there, you know. Full count to Landon Mack. On deck is Carl Wisman for the Crusaders. Runner on first, no score, and runners breaking, but how about it? What an execution there by Landon Mack, because he knew that is really smart, because that looked like a terrible ball to swing at, but he swung at it intentionally to prevent the runner from being thrown out. So that is a smart play, and they'll go back to it again. He probably knew that that was a pitch that could have gotten thrown out, or could have gotten Mascuilli thrown out, so he swung at it and fouled it off. That is incredibly smart by the D1 Rutgers commit.
Probably why he's already committed.
Yeah. There's another pop-up, third base side. Horner going out there, and it is foul near the batting cages. I think Mr. Knoll's going to go out and grab that one. Yeah, he's going out there to grab that one. So Van Ruder with a runner on first and one down, full count to Landon Mack. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat, or rather the 8th pitch. Runner's going again, and again he just kind of slaps one in the left field, and it's going to continue to get to left field there and sliding into second base with a double. It's Landon Mack popping right back up, lost his helmet about halfway between first and second. And that puts runners on second and third for the Crusaders, as this is going to bring up Carl Wisman. That was a smart piece of hitting there by Landon Mack, being able to transition his hitting technique into, instead of trying to just hit the baseball to a certain spot or hit it as far as he can, he just tried to hit it at all. And that 3-2 pitch where the runner was going, and he wavered at a ball intentionally so that he couldn't get thrown out at second base. I mean, look what happened. So now this is going to bring up Carl Wisman. There's Carl Wisman. Swing and a miss. 0-1. So Christian Mascuili is on third base, and there's going to be on second base with one away, Matt Kraft. The 2 on, 1 out, both in scoring position for Bishop Eustace as they try to crack the board first. Not yet, as it's 0-2 to Wisman. Yeah, plays like that are what get you a Division I commit, I'll tell you that,
Yeah.
It's not just some Joe Schmo out there making a smart play. You have to have good baseball IQ. I mean, it's a real term. You have to be smart at baseball. You can't just play baseball, you have to know baseball. It seems ridiculous sometimes. Some of the players, they watch the major leagues, they sometimes watch the minor league, they sometimes watch college baseball. It's not just because they're a fan, it's because they're trying to see what the pros do that's smart that they don't do. Here's a fly ball, straightaway center. Going back and making the catch out in center field. Great play. It's going to bring home a run. But a nice catch out there by Mike Kulik on a sacrifice fly. And it is 1-0 Bishop Eustace. So they are on the board first here this afternoon. Runner on third with 2 down after the catch by Kulik. Scoring from third was Mascuili. Here's Anthony K. It's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third for Bishop Eustace. That being Kraft. They lead over Cinnaminson early. At least it's not the 5-run second that Bishop Eustace had over Kingsway. What a game that was. I mean,
It was back and forth. It was very exciting.
Well, it wasn't back and forth. It was 8-1 Bishop Eustace.
Yeah.
And then Kingsway just kind of put everything into motion and put it all together. Counts 2-1. It's inside, 3-1. And the guy who got the walk-off hit that we interviewed yesterday, Nate Mayers, he's a commit to Division I Monmouth University, which plays FCS football.
He's a commit for football then, not
Yes,
baseball.
football, yeah.
We see that a lot in high school sports. We see that if they play baseball, a lot of times they play football too.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Audubon team, just going down through the order, Charlie Copsetta, he's a wide receiver. Scott Lynch, he's a quarterback. By the way, that was ball 4 to K. And this is going to bring up Anthony Mascuili. So I was correct in assuming that Lucas Edwards. And this is going to bring up Mascuili. Runners on first and third. And a 1-0 ball game. First pitch of the ball, 1-0. Scott Lynch is the quarterback for Audubon. Just recently committed to Sacred Heart University in New York. That's also Division I FCS. He got some offers from or he did some visits with Rutgers, did a visit with Temple, did a visit with, I want to say, Maine. He got an offer from Maine, I know that. I don't know if he got an offer with Rutgers or Temple, but still. You know, Scott got a lot of looks from Division I schools, but he eventually decided on Sacred Heart. But you never know. I mean, Sacred Heart, he could go there for 2 years, enter the transfer portal, and then go somewhere else. But it's a good start for Scott to, you know, already be a Division I quarterback, whether he's probably not going to be starting, but, you know, you have to work your way up the ladder. Time is called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners aboard for Bishop Eustace at the corners. They lead by 1. Jack Dempsey's a wide receiver. Trying to think of who else. Ryan Zimmer is going to be playing football in his senior year next year. That'll be his first foray into football. Let's count as full. Football is really the only sport where I do play-by-play, but not as a part of Dan Wolfen's broadcasting. It's with NFHS Network, which is a paywalled pay-per-view service. It's popped up. I think most people in the high school community are familiar with NFHS. That one hits the bus and the back of somebody's car. So
Not ours, though, right?
not ours.
Okay.
Close to it, though.
Phew.
Close to it. It's like playing Russian roulette down Walnut Street. You know, you never know. Sun poking through a little bit right above me as the 2-2 pitch. Askew is a line drive out towards right center field, and that ball is caught by Mike Kulik. The side is retired. He's made a couple web gems out there in center field today as Bishop Eustace is held to just 1. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Pirates trail the Crusaders 1-0. Bottom of the 2nd, Bishop Eustace leads Cinnaminson 1-0 here in the Ralph Shaw Consolation game. Oh, my bad. Outside corner called for a strike. 0-1. Now, I assume this is McCloskey. I can't see a jersey number on him, though. I don't know. We'll figure it out depending on who's batting next. And there's strike 3. Okay, so now here's McCloskey, which means that was Aiden Van Ruder. Or no, excuse me. That was Brandon Warner, because remember that Ryan Horner was picked off to end the 1st inning, which means that he gets to restart his at-bat in the next inning. So now here is McCloskey. Here's a fly ball, right field line. And take it in right. 2 away. a strike. 0-1.
I don't know how that kid has a voice after yesterday.
He sounds like that, the video that was like a viral meme like 10 years ago, the screaming goat.
Yes, yes.
Like,
Totally.
yeah.
Absolutely. That's so funny.
That's just what that reminds me of. It's a strike, 1-2. Oh, 1-1, excuse me. Yes, 1-2. I need to stop second guessing myself. When I look at the scoreboard, I'm like, it's 1-1. Oh man, 1-2. Outside. And Dalton McDonald gets to survive another pitch as it's 2-2. Two. Foul back to the screen. Almost hit JT Kroger down there. There's JT in the house. Kevin Minnick was here yesterday for the Bishop Eustace Kingsway game. So now it's JT Kroger's turn to get some love on BWB. There's a ground ball hit softly to short. Throw across by Mascioli is in time. The side is retired. Cinnaminson no hits through 2, and we go to the third. 1-0 Eustace. Welcome back. You're watching coverage of Ralph Shaw Consolation Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the web. Get a free quote today by calling Carmine Rampolla at 856-778-3900. Again, that's 856-778-3900.
Number 14, Raphael Rogers.
There's Raphael Rogers leading off the top of the third. For Bishop Eustace, they lead 1-0. They scored on a sacrifice fly to center field in the second, but nothing more. First pitch, Rogers takes inside, 1-0. Like we said, Van Ruder had a rough start last year, but has been really getting his groove back this year with an ERA sub-1 in 2023 for the senior. And I really like Van Ruder's delivery because it almost reminds me of Sean Driscoll's delivery from when he was here, because he wasn't releasing the pitch directly from over his head like a regular 12-6. It was more like a 3/4, and that's what I really like about Van Ruder, is that he can. Oh, here we go, fly ball left field, left center. That one's going to split the gap, going to go to the wall, and it's going to bounce off the Cabana sign. Picked up and stopping at second base is Raphael Rogers. No, the ball got away, and it will roll to third baseman Rogers. He is safe with what will be a double and an error on somebody, whoever forgot to pick up that cutoff throw. And Bishop Eustace, just like that, has a runner on third to lead off the third. I guess that will be scored as a double E6. I'm not sure
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't know who missed the cutoff throw, but somebody... But really, the discrepancy when you're scoring a game and you're giving someone an error, it really falls on whose fault is it. Like, for example, if it's a routine play, let's say it's a ground ball to short that's thrown to first. If the first baseman drops the ball and it's a normal throw, it's an E3 because it's not the shortstop's fault. But if the shortstop airmails the first baseman or misses him by 20 feet, then that's the shortstop's fault. So that's where the discrepancy comes in, and that's where the scorer's decisions and the discretions come in. If there's a line drive. Caught it short by Noah Harvey. And there's going to be one down, so Oveka is retired on a liner, and this is going to bring up Vincent Panvini. There's a strike. A 1 pitch. That one is fouled off his foot. He tried running the first base, but that was very obviously a foul ball. Colin Sawyer is going to be up next for Bishop Eustace with one away. Runner on third for the Crusaders. Ground ball foul into the Eustace dugout. And somebody made the catch. I think that was one of the people in the coach's box. That might have been Christian Masculilli in the on-deck circle. I think he made the catch. Not bad. Showing off the glove in the dugout, not just in the field. Here's a fly ball. In on the hands, but straight away to right, picked up. Throw to the plate is on a couple hops, but it's not in time. Just short. And Bishop Eustace gets another run on a sac fly, 2-0. This is a lot better than the 22-0 game from last year. I think you remember that very well, a 45-minute first inning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you can't really fault either team. It's an indifference of, an imbalance of, you know, who's playing who, and this is going to end the inning on a ground ball to second base. So we go to the bottom of the third. Bishop Eustace leads 2-0. Bottom of the third inning, there's our guys, Liam Corbel and Tony Carbone. They're hanging out before the Audubon game. Some of the Audubon junior varsity hanging out along the fence as well. So they're having a grand old time.
Number 14, Kevin Caputo.
And here's Kevin Caputo. strike 1, 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes.
It does sound like that goat. I can't get the picture. I can't get the picture
Swinging
out
a
of my head
miss. Caputo goes down on 3 pitches, and there's 1 away.
now. Like I said, though, I think they get my vote for #1 team spirit.
Yeah, 100%.
Number 5.
And the area is going to be Tom Angelone. First pitch. Fouled back. 0-1. Landon Mack, 4 strikeouts this afternoon. 1 was a drop third strike, but that still counts. There's been a couple times in the big leagues where there were 4 strikeout innings. I think there was one time in the 70s somebody had a 5 strikeout inning. One time. First batter, strikeout, but he got the first base on an error. There was another batter that struck out, another batter that struck out, but then the first runner came around to score, and then with 2 outs, a 5th batter was up. He struck out, but made it to first base on an error. So it is possible. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Angelone. Kyle McDonough is up next for the Pirates. Lucas Edwards and the rest of the Eustace infield shifting over a little bit. 2-2. Inside. 3-2. Go! Did he swing or?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. Wow.
They called that a strike?
Yeah. So 5th strikeout for Mack, and this is going to bring up Kyle McDonough.
It
So
must have just barely caught the
barely, yeah, that was a close call. But Landon Mack is now going to talk to the home plate umpire, or at least very briefly. I don't know what that was all about.
Don't have mics on the
Yeah, we don't have mics on the umpires.
Number 2. Kyle McDonough.
Foul back. 0-1.
Field of view is so much nicer with our new the backstop behind home plate.
Oh, I agree. If you watch like an overlay of last year's games versus this year's games, it's like night and day. It really is more, not just aesthetically, but just with the fact that there's, the batter feels less crammed.
Yeah, I just applause to whoever got that done.
Yeah. 0-2. Outside, 1-2. First 3 for Eustace in the top of the 4th will be Christian Mascuelli, Landon Mack, and Carl Wisman. 9th batter in the order for Cinnaminson will go down on strikes. Landon Mack sets him down in order. 1-2-3, striking out the side. He's got 6 this afternoon. No hits through 3 for Cinnaminson. We go to the 4th, 2-0 Bishop Eustace. trivia time. Welcome back, folks. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. It's time for our DWB trivia time. Today's question is, what is the largest U.S. city without an MLB franchise? The options are Jacksonville, San Antonio, Texas. Third option?
San Jose.
San Jose, California, and then Columbus, Ohio. So the answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll go back to the main board as Bishop Eustace leads 2-0 over Cinnaminson in the Ralph Shaw Consolation game. Landon Mack, the Rutgers commit, set down Cinnaminson in order 1-2-3 with 3 strikeouts, 6 on the afternoon, as there is a ball upstairs to Christian Mascuilli. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Crusaders. Mascuilli, Mack, and Carl Wisman. As Aiden Van Ruder doing a good job, but Cinnaminson's offense has not particularly helped him out. But I don't know what you're supposed to do against Landon Mack. I mean, I don't know. It's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Remember Zach Gallen, the Arizona Diamondbacks starting pitcher, he went to Bishop Eustace. One of South Jersey's most I'd say recognized and decorated players in terms of what he's done so far. I'm pretty sure he's a 1 or 2-time All-Star. He's a good pitcher. Mike Trout went to Millville. In fact, they actually renamed their high school field to Mike Trout Field. 2-1. That one is over the head of Harvey in the left center field. Sliding is Kulik to trap it. And that was an incredible play by Mike Kulik to slide and get in front of the ball. I think he knew that with the rain that was out here, it would be pretty easy to slide and get on top of the ball. And that's exactly what he did to hold Mascuilli to a single.
As you called it, smart baseball.
Smart baseball, yeah. You can be street smart, you can be book smart, and you can also be baseball smart. That was a weird portmanteau right there. A portmanteau is when you say 2 things at the same time when you're trying to say 2 other things. So I tried to say book and smart at the same time, and I said smook. Smook. It's a brand new Icelandic cereal. Try smook today. That one's going to hit him. That's a plunker. So Landon Mack is going to get aboard via hit by pitch. And everyone will move up 90 feet. Mascuilli now on second base for Carl Wisman. And Matt Kraft, I believe, will be running at first for Eustace, and he will. So here's Wisman, 2 on, nobody out. Cinnaminson outfield playing pretty deep here. They've been playing deep all day, though. Infield in, he's going to show bunt. And look at how close. Oh my gosh. Tom Angelone, I mean, they did this yesterday too. They had the third baseman so close to home plate, I thought he was about to get hit in the face with a baseball. Of course, earlier in the day, we did see somebody get hit with a baseball, but still, you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's... Bishop Eustace's third base coach called times that he could give the signs. It's pretty obvious what he's doing. I mean, he's bunting. Look at how, oh my gosh, look at how close he is, though. Now he's pulling back, and that's dangerous. I mean, he's bunting, and then Angelone is halfway up the first base line. When he pulls back, if he lines one to first base, he's got to get socked. And that's what I don't particularly understand, is why they can allow... It really should be a commitment rule, is that if you... Oh, here we go, ground ball. That's a fair ball in the right field, down the line. This one's going to roll. It's going to keep on rolling. Going into second base is going to be Carl Wisman with a one-run double down the right field line. And it's runners on second and third as Bishop Eustace has extended their lead to 3. So now they're going to talk to Aiden Van Runer. Eric Teasdale coming out there. And he's going to be taken out of the game, so not even just a pitching change, not even just a mound visit, a full-on pitching change. We're going to see our first Parole's Printing pitching change of the afternoon. Everybody's going to talk it over, and we'll be right back after this. 3-0 Bishop Eustace. New pitcher for Cinnaminson. It's a Parole's Printing pitching change. We have ourselves Charlie Kind on the mound. Left-handed sophomore, number 44. 2 1/3 innings this year. He pitched in the 6-3 win versus Pennsauken. A 6 flat ERA, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. But again, that is a rather small sample size. But that would actually mean that if he only pitched in one game and it was 2 1/3 inning, that means that he struck out 6 out of his 7 outs. So yeah, a lot of strikeouts for Charlie Kind, and maybe that's why they're putting him in here in the 4th. Aiden Van Ruder, the final line for him will be 3 earned runs. Actually, no, he would only have 2 earned runs because the run that scored in the 3rd was on a double E6 followed by a sac fly. So that is technically not an earned run against the pitcher. So 0-1, Charlie Kind with a first pitch strike to Anthony K. Matt Kraft on 3rd. Mascuilli came around to score on the RBI double by Wisman. And here's a floater center field. That one's going to be beautifully placed, and a run will score. And now Kulik trips, can't get there, and the throw to the plate will not be in time. And it's 5-0 Bishop Eustace on a 3-run inning. So an RBI single by Anthony K in the bottom of the order, doing the heavy lifting as Charlie Kind allows an early 2-run single. Now both of those runs will be inherited to Van Ruder. So now that technically says that he gave up 4 earned runs. Yes. 5-0.
Number 6, Anthony Mashuli.
It's Anthony Mashuli. It's Mascuilli. It's not Mashuli.
Yeah.
First pitch is downstairs. 1-0. Don't forget, folks, if you are watching today's game, we're coming down to the Kingsway Audubon game at 3 o'clock. Make sure to stop by the snack stand down the first base line. They're selling burgers, drinks, hot dogs, and programs. They're giving out free programs to anyone who wants one. And it tells you everything you need to know about Ralph Shaw, which I honestly, I mean, it wasn't something I wanted to admit, but I didn't know a whole lot about Ralph Shaw. Before the tournament. He's now going down to second base. He's out. Tried to get a little too happy with it, and he is retired. And there is, it's going to be the first out of the inning. So a 2-0 count to Mascuilli. Two and 1. But yeah, I actually did learn a lot about Ralph Shaw, and there's a page in the front about the what's it called? There's a page in the front that's about Ralph Shaw and what he's about, and I thought it was very interesting to see, who was able to, who knew him best, and because I know that Jody Shaw, who owns Splitting Hairs down Merchant Street, I know she threw the first pitch yesterday, did a great job. But the count runs full. But he's the founder of the Babe Ruth League in Audubon. There's Babe Ruth leagues all over the country, but Ralph Shaw is the one that founded the one in Audubon, and it helped kind of bridge the gap between Little League and high school. There's a foul ball, first base side. And that hit somebody's door. Not ours, but close to it. Maybe we should have moved the car. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. One's ball 4. The Mascuilli walks. This is going to bring up Rafael Rogers.
Number 14, Rafael Rogers.
But yeah, I did read this before the ball game, and I learned some interesting things. They were talking about lifelong love of the game, dedication to the community, but yeah, first pitch here coming from Kind in the dirt. Oh, throw back to first, nothing doing there. Couldn't move the camera in time, but I'll just read a quick excerpt. It said, 4 decades of young Diamond Dreamers knew Ralph's guidance. Those boys, in quotations, are now passing along their own children to his concepts of fairness, dedication, hard work, teamwork, individual accomplishment, and excellence. The 1-0. It's a swing and a fly ball, shallow right, or actually no, pretty deep out to right. We take it in there, and catch is made out and right by Angelone. Or no, excuse me, that's not Angelone, that is Matt McCluskey, and there's 2 down. Ralph Shaw was rooted in the Audubon community, having grown up here and attending Audubon High School, where he earned the nickname Babe for his prowess on the field. He married his high school sweetheart, Ruth, and served his country as a U.S. Marine in the early 50s. Ralph then returned home and began serving his community in 1955 as a baseball coach. When his wife's younger brother, Wall, wanted to continue playing beyond Little League but had no option, Ralph launched a new program, the Babe Ruth League, as that one is upstairs 1-0. Ralph worked tirelessly with teenagers ages 13 to 15, a particularly challenging time for those with a love of baseball running in their veins. It's the transition time from the Little League field to the regulation diamond, as here's a fly ball left center field. And it's dropped by Kulik. What looked like a routine fly ball will now turn into a 2-base error for Oveka. And now runners will be on for second and third. That'll be an E8.
Number 3, Vincent Panvini.
So here's Panvini. 2 outs. But yeah, it's a great pamphlet to learn about Ralph Shaw, considering that it's been 26 years. This is the 26th annual Ralph Shaw tournament. So you would have thought after 26 years everybody would have known who Ralph Shaw was, but I did not know before today a lot about Ralph Shaw. I maybe learned a little bit last year that, you know, that he was a coach and that he was a big pioneer in the Audubon baseball community. But remember, Audubon is a baseball town. You know, 8 state championships. That's the second most of anyone in the state. I forget exactly who is ahead of them. I think maybe St. Augustine or something like that. But Audubon, for a public school, has 8 state titles, and they do an amazing job of, you know, keeping their baseball program, you know, sharp from day to day. Here's a slow roller. This is going to be maybe a base hit. Ball gets away. Cinnaminson's losing it right here. They've scored 5 runs in the 4th, and it's now 7-0 Bishop Eustace, as the floodgates have opened, and now the only runner that stands is on first, and it's Panvini. So we'll have to catch up on the scorecard a little bit here, but Eric Teasdale's going to talk to his man, Kind. It's a tough spot. I mean, Cinnaminson, they played really well versus Audubon, but I didn't think it would be a 7-0 game in the 4th inning. Definitely been a change of tone, considering both opening games were a 1-run score, but those are also 2 different calibers of schools facing off against each other. So 5 runs have scored for Bishop Eustace. Colin Sawyer will now be up. And this is going to be the 9th batter of the inning for Bishop Eustace. I mean, hey, it's been one heck of an inning. They've scored 5. Pop up right field side, and that one's going to go foul. A.J. Lawletta is the new hitter. He'll inherit left field. Outside, 1-1. First 3 for Cinnaminson in the bottom half of the 4th inning will be 1, 2, and 3. Mike Kulik, Noah Harvey, and Ryan Horner. Here's a strike. 1 and 2. Foul back. Popped up and out of play. On the walnut, and it's 1 and 2. One's in the dirt. Now go down to second base. Will be Panvini. He's in there. 2 and 2. So Charlie Kine still trying to get his groove back, but with a 5-run inning by Bishop Eustace, really hasn't helped much. Here's a hot shot, diving Horner. He's got it. Throw to first. Is in time, and the onslaught is over for now. 4-0 Bishop Eustace going to the bottom of the 4th. Excuse me, 7-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. Landon Mack wheeling and dealing here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to go to our DWB trivia time. We'll reveal the answer after we review the question again. Today's question is, what is the largest U.S. city without an MLB franchise? Now, that would be like metropolitan area, so the numbers may be a little bit larger than the city proper. But the options are Jacksonville, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, San Jose, California, and Columbus, Ohio. And if you reveal the answer, actually, no, before you do that, what's your guess?
Jacksonville.
Okay, and we'll reveal the answer. It is San Antonio.
Oh.
So San Antonio is actually a lot larger as a metropolitan area than I had ever expected. But we'll go back to the main board here in the bottom of the 4th with Mike Kulik taking a first pitch strike. And it is 0-1. You know, San Antonio is actually the 7th largest U.S. metro area in the country, but people don't really think about that much, you know? I mean, there's the Texas Rangers that are kind of unofficially in Dallas, but they play in Arlington. And here's a swing and a ground ball. Foul, and again into the Eustace dugout. It's 0-2. But yeah, Jacksonville, I mean, all of those cities have professional sports franchises.
Yeah, San Antonio Spurs.
The Spurs of the NBA, Jacksonville as the Jaguars in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's strike 3 on the outside corner. Kulik retired on strikes, and there's 1 away. 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Landon Mack.
Batting number 10, Noah Harvey.
Here's Noah Harvey. I know San Jose has the Sharks in the NHL, and Columbus has the Blue Jackets. Here's a little floater out towards short, and it is caught by Masciuelli. There's 2 down on the first pitch. Here's Ryan Horner. Keep in mind, if Bishop Eustace scores 3 more runs, I know the announcer's jinx, in my opinion, doesn't exist. But if you're looking at your scorecards right now, there is a giant goose egg in Cinnaminson's hit column. Now, in high school, there are 5-inning mercy rules, which I've never liked, but because I think that if you're going to call it after 5, why not 7? It's only a 2 innings difference, but still. My point stands that, so it's strike 1 and 2. Like Jason Stocklin had a 5-inning no-hitter versus Washington Township. Now, we did great, and it was a very nice start, but you'd think if you're a major league pitcher, there's strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Landon Mack. We go to the top of the 5th. Maybe you might want to get your eyes on this game. It's 7-0 Bishop Eustace. Top of the 5th, Charlie Kind trying to eat some innings for Cinnaminson as they trail by 7. As Bishop Eustace blew this game wide open with a 5-run 4th inning, but I feel like the chances of this being more like the opener game is becoming slimmer and slimmer. Popped up, foul. No balls, 1 strike. To Christian Masciuelli, who led off the 4th inning. And there's a foul ball, 0-2. And 2 to Masciuelli. It'll be Masciuelli, Mack, and Carl Wisman due up for Bishop Eustace in the top of the 5th inning. Charlie Kind deals and a slow grounder foul. You're watching coverage of Ralph Shaw Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at the Dan, D-A-N, Wilkins, W-I-L-K-I-N-S, show, S-H-O-W, @gmail.com. Here's the 0-2. It's laying in a pop-up, first base side. That's way up there, and it'll go foul. Off the bus. I'll have to see where that one went. There's a parent going to get it right now. Here's a slow roller up the first base line and foul. Mascielli keeps making contact, but just can't get it fair. So 6, 7, and 8 for Bishop Eustace. In the bottom of the fifth will be 4, 5, and 6. Warner, McCloskey, and McDonald for the Pirates. Here's a ground ball back towards center field on a base hit. So Kulik makes the play, and that'll be a runner at first for the Crusaders after the single by Mascielli. He's 3 for 3. And now Landon Mack will bat. 7-0 Bishop Eustace here in the top of the fifth. Here in the consolation game of the Ralph Shaw Classic. At least, like I said, at least it's not 22-0 like it was last year between King's Christian and Bishop.
Not yet, anyway.
It's not there yet, but it probably won't get there, honestly, because Bishop Eustace had a 13-run first inning. They got everything done out of the way. 1-0. 1-0. Here's a fly ball, popped up, shallow right, out towards second base. And calling for it and making the play will be McDonald. 2 down. So here's Anthony Kay. Yeah, it's been a great day for Christian Mascielli. He's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Came around to score both times. Hasn't come around to score yet, but he's right now on first base. So, other notable performances would probably be Carl Wisman, who had a sac fly in the second inning, got Bishop Eustace's first run. Also had a double in the fourth inning. Also came around to score. But right now, Landon Mack is pretty much the elephant in the room with no hits allowed in 4 innings. There goes the runner down to second on a breaking ball, not in time. Couldn't get the tag down, McDonald. And that's a stolen base for Mascielli. Sun's finally starting to come out. I mean, pop up, foul. Base side. Fence out there. Yeah, it was pretty cool to start the day, and then the sun came out and changed a lot of things, so. Two and 1. Fly ball deep right. And that one's going to be a base hit. So Eustace gets another one. And runners will be on the corners now with 2 down as they try to extend their lead further. Oh, I just hit something. Hold on, I got to reset the camera real quick. There we go, should be good. We back? Alright, cool. I hit a wrong button, I don't know why it does that, but it's 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. I mean, you don't want this game to really get that far out of hand because you want to play the full 7 innings. You don't want to have it cut short because, you know, then all the dead time between the consolation and the championship game You just don't want it. You know, you want a full game of baseball, no matter what the circumstances are. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Mascuelli, Anthony Mascuelli. That one's in the dirt. It gets to the backstop, and a quick-thinking Christian Mascuelli will come in to score. 8-0. 3-1. So no runners are aboard now following the wild pitch that scored a run. Five runs, 1 run in the second and third, 5 runs in the fourth, and then 1 in the fifth, where we stand, and that's 12-4. This is the part of the game where it gets real boring, because you just see walk after walk after walk.
Number 6, Anthony Mashuli.
And here's Mashuli. Because at this point, you know the pitcher's tired. You know he doesn't have all of that stuff left in him. He's going to bunt here. This one's going to go back to the mound, and he's going to have a base hit. And that sails away. This one's going to head towards the Cinnaminson parents, and it's going to go right into a lawn chair. Yeah, it'll be a dead ball. So Cinnaminson went 1 with the crowd, and that's going to be a 2-base error. Yeah, so now runners are going to be on second and third after the 2-base error. Thought that would be pretty normal here. So it's 8-0. Bishop Eustace with a chance to go up 10. And people talk about the parity, and not parody, but parity, P-A-R-I-T-Y, in South Jersey baseball this year. But frankly, I don't really see it a whole lot. And yeah, some teams had a rough start to the season, but they're going to figure it out. And also, you know, you just see like games like this where things just get out of hand so fast, and it just becomes a you know, shot in the dark. But it is 0-2 to Rogers, with Mascuelli on second following the error. Oh, no, that was a ground rule double. Excuse me. No, it wasn't a ground rule double. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm looking at my scorecard. There we go. It was a grounder back to the mound, overthrew the first baseman. So E1, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh boy. I still got another game to figure it out. It's 0-2. Swing and a foul by Rogers. Here's a fly ball to right. There's a base hit. 1 run will score for Cinnaminson, for Bishop Eustace, and both runs will score. It's 10-0. They're going to catch Rogers in a rundown. They're going to... No, he never tagged him. He did not tag him. Now they got to go again. And this time, he got him. So Bishop Eustace scores another, and it's 10-0 going to the bottom of the fifth. That officially means that we are in mercy rule territory if Landon Mack can get 3 more outs. We may see history. We'll be right back.
Batting number 20, Brandon.
Bottom of the fifth. That one is inside. 1-0 to Brandon Warner. I don't know if in 5 innings if it would count the same. I mean, it would count the same, but I don't know if it would feel the same if Bishop Eustace was able to pull this off. It's 2-0, or rather 1-1 to Brandon Warner. That's a ball, 2-1. The Bishop Eustace outfielders were asking me if we were on a certain watch, and we are. There's a strike, 2-2. So Cinnaminson has gone down all 12 times. Strike 3, outside corner. Nope, never mind. 3-2. My apologies. Eight Ks for Landon Mack. The Rutgers commit. Strike 3, outside corner, 9 strikeouts. And 2 outs away from history.
Batting number 9, Matthew McCluskey.
How would it be in a consolation game if Landon Mack does this? Not just, you know, but above. First pitch to McCluskey. It's a swing and a miss, 0-1. I gotta stand up for this. What a game this has been in a consolation here between Cinnaminson and Bishop Eustace, looking for third place. But if he can pull this off, I don't know if he cares if it's third place. This will be as meaningful as winning first. 0-2 to McCluskey. Ground ball over the head of Mack. This could be a problem. Throw to first. In time. What a play on a barehanded shot by Anthony Mascuelli. And there's 1 out away. What a play by the shortstop Mascuelli to keep the dream alive. And possibly last chance for Cinnaminson could be Dalton McDonald.
Batting number 4, Dalton McDonald.
First pitch foul. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Bishop Eustace getting ready in their dugout. Landon Mack. 1 strike away versus Dalton McDonald of Cinnaminson. The 0-2 pitch. Downstairs, 1-2. Stay tuned for the DWB post-game show after this one. The 1-2 pitch. Foul to the screen. I think we know if he holds on who would be standing in front of our camera. My goodness. The 0-2 pitch from Landon Mack to Dalton McDonald is a foul. He will not go down without a fight. This will be one of the quickest games I've watched in a long time if it's already going to be over. 10-0 Bishop Eustace. 1 strike away from history. The 1-2 is a strike 3 called, and Landon Mack has thrown a 5-inning perfect game. The celebrations pour out from the Bishop Eustace dugout as, even though they settle for third place this afternoon, history made in Audubon. The Division I Big Ten Rutgers Scarlet Knight commit Landon Mack has thrown a 5-inning perfect game versus the Cinnaminson Pirates. The final today will be Bishop Eustace 10, Cinnaminson 0, and what a day for Landon Mack. Double-digit strikeouts and a perfect game in 5 innings. The first time this has happened on this field since Jason Stockland did it last year versus Washington Township. And Cinnaminson, the team that went into this tournament 5-0, unbeaten on the season, now falls to 5-2. Bishop Eustace went into this tournament 4-2. They now leave it 5-3. Folks, stay tuned for the DWB postgame show. Landon Mack, hopefully, if we can give him time, will come over to the broadcast booth and give us a couple words about what he did today. But we'll be right back in just a minute with the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting postgame show, brought to you by Doug Does Anything, for the player that does anything.
Folks, they're just announcing the outstanding players. Mac was one of them, and I forget who the other one was. Dan will be back in a few minutes with post-game interview.
doesn't matter.
How about it? 5-inning perfect game in the consolation win over Cinnaminson today. Heck of a game, heck of a start for you guys. And even though it's a third place finish in the tournament, I feel like you guys are on top of it right now with how that was. So is this the first time you've ever thrown a no-hitter or perfect game?
Yeah, I kind of close the last 2 years, but this was my first actual.
Yeah. Step close a little bit. This thing doesn't go too far, so.
Okay.
So you got close a couple times, but this is your first one, and for you being a Division I commit to Rutgers University, it's definitely going to look good for the scouts that are out there, like JT Kroger was here today, and you know, everybody that's looking at you out there. It's looking good. How did you feel during the start? Did you feel relaxed? Did you feel like any pressure at all?
No, I mean, those guys, you know, they're pretty loud, good competitors, but you know, I felt comfortable, a lot of confidence, stuff like that, so it was good.
Yeah, I'm good. We got it. And 10 strikeouts for you today as well. Great overall ability to just set them down. And did you feel at all that a 5-inning perfect game is maybe weighed any different from a 7-inning perfect game? Because I've never been a fan of the huge high school mercy rules. I felt like if you're going to cancel it after 5, why not just go to full 7? Because it's a 2-inning difference.
Yeah,
but 10 strikeouts and 15 of the batters all retired. How did you feel? Did you feel at all maybe any pressure from the fact that you were maybe even approaching the fact that you were going to have a no-hitter or perfect game? Just not let that get in your head?
It was in the back of my mind a little bit, but, you know, I try not to let it get the best of me.
Right.
You know, I try to be like, okay, there's the goal ahead, but, you know, let's focus on the goal now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I feel like that, you know, kind of approach helped me to get to this point here through 5 innings. But like you said, like, I know I felt good. I felt like could have gone maybe 7. I kind of agree with what you're saying there,
Yeah.
but, you know, I'll take it one way or another.
Right, and like with the fact that pitchers all the time, they struggle with not getting it out of their head that a no-hitter is on the way or a perfect game is on the way. So for the fact that you were able to let that just stay in the back of your head and not let it be the forefront of your attention really is probably the reason why you did it in the first place. For your future plans, you're going to Rutgers next year. You are a senior, correct? Yes.
I'm a junior.
Junior, right, okay. I checked NJ.com, but it got out of my head. But still, being a commit to a Division I school is not an easy feat. How do you feel that this performance is going to help you and your team down the line with your future schedule?
Really good, actually. You know, I feel like I've got some buddies who pitch with me, and I feel like, you know, kind of what one person does is the accomplishment for all of us. So, you know, if, you know, I might have had this good outing today, but, you know, that's going to build confidence for the next guy, because Jack Kirkner, he had a great day yesterday. You know, unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way we wanted, but, you know, Jack, he's going to have a lot of conviction going into his next outing.
Right.
You know, just because we have that kind of building block relationship where, you know, I'll go out, have a good day, he feels pumped, he'll be good to go for the next, so.
Yeah, and that loss yesterday versus Kingsway, that was a real tough one. I thought the game was settled and done 8-1, but Kingsway did come back. And I'll ask, this is a tough question, but how did you guys feel that you were able to rebound from that loss versus Kingsway? Because that's not an easy pill to swallow. So how did you guys rebound from that loss yesterday into the win today?
Well, we were pretty pumped up about it, actually. We, you know, after the game, kind of fired up, talking to each other about it, and we were like, you know, this is a step in the right direction. Yesterday, like you said, they came back from an 8-1, you know, deficit. So that was kind of a hard hit for us, like you said, hard pill to swallow. But, you know, we're gonna move forward and you know, kind of try to repeat this kind of performance. So.
Yeah, I mean, hey, repeating any kind of performance like you did today is one heck of an accomplishment. Thank you, Landon. Best of luck.
Thank you for all you do.
And yeah, no problem. So the final score today, make sure that bus doesn't leave without you.
No, we're all good.
Final score today: Cinnaminson 10, Bishop Eustace. Cinnaminson 0, Bishop Eustace 10. Almost got that the wrong way around. But we have in about an hour and a half will be Kingsway and Audubon in the Ralph Shaw Classic Final. From everybody here at the DWB crew, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rell and Caleb Lane, our producer Donna Wilkins, I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you in about an hour.